Hello everyone, it's me, Riffraff Hornhelm, and I'm back again with another presentation from the Dwarven Vault. And today we have a monster review. On today's monster review, we're going to take a look at the Frost Giant. This is another fine creature brought to us from the original monster manual for use with basic Dungeons & Dragons, advanced Dungeons & Dragons, and what's typically called 1E today. So this is a very interesting creature because, once again, it's another giant, and moving up, this is more powerful than a hill giant or a stone giant, and it's taller, and it has more strength, and of course it is a rare creature with one very important feature. It's impervious to cold. Now, the Frost Giant, like I said, all of these go up in size and strength as you go. So the hill giant is only like 10.5 feet tall. By the time you get to this one, it's like 13.5 or 14 or 15. I'm pretty sure it's 15 foot. And it has the same type of abilities that most other giants have. It can throw large rocks. Now, they can only throw them about 200 feet, and they only do 2 to 20 hit points of damage, which, of course, is less than what a stone giant is capable of. But throwing rocks is not this giant's speciality. Its speciality is it's impervious to cold. Now, they live mostly in castles and occasionally in large frigid caverns. Of course, being impervious to cold, it doesn't have to be a very cozy spot. Cozy is a relative term for this creature. And, of course, they can also have guardians. Like all other giants, they have an affinity for a creature. In this case, it's winter wolves. And it can have a group of winter wolves that will look after its lair. And of course, if it's in its lair, there is a chance that there will be both females and young present. Now, in terms of actual damage, it fights in hand-to-hand combat. Though they don't specifically say, it's pictured with an axe. I have to honestly say, every time I use these in combat, I've always had them with a large, like, double-bitted axe. But the damage that they do is 4 to 24 hit points, and that, of course, is an improvement over both the hill giant and the stone giant. They are sometimes a stupid creature. Their intelligence is low to average, so they can be, well, even dumber than a stone giant. And, of course, you know, they do have more hit dice, so this is 10 plus 1 to 4. So you would roll to see how many additional points there are at the end of the 10 hit dice by determining if it's 1, 2, or 3, or 4. They are not the kind of creature that you have to worry about in some aspects because they have a 4 armor class, which is good, but not great. And once again, they don't have any specific resistance to magic. Now, because they're immune to cold, don't use cold-based spells. They're even immune to white dragon breath. So, cold is not an issue for them. Now, because they are a rare creature, you can't expect to run into these too often. Certainly as dwarves, in some of our mountain vastness, we have run into these, and the ones who have decided to hole up in the frigid cavern approach. But once again, they're manageable, but you need a lot more dwarves to do so than if it were a hill giant, or a stone giant for that matter. So, of course, we had to go out to the greater Hornhelm community and say, hey, what about this Frost Giant? How do you rank it? And, of course, the DM side of it is that it's fairly solid, but it's only incrementally better than the Stone Giant. The biggest advantage is that it's impervious to cold, and sometimes that's really useful, and sometimes it's not. So they came back and they said, yeah, about a 4.5, 5 in some circumstances. I tend to agree more with the 4.5 myself. Talking to the players out in the greater Hornhelm community, they came back and they gave it a very solid 4 to 5. So I guess it does fall in the same general range. It seems that It varies based on their specific experiences with it, which is what I would expect. So all in all, not the most difficult giant to deal with. I mean, one of the fun things about giants as you get more and more into it is the ones that are smart. And we're going to be talking about some of those in the upcoming reviews. So that, my friends, is the Frost Giant. Hope you found that interesting, educational, entertaining, all that kind of good stuff. If you did, please be so kind as to leave us a like. Consider subscribing. Share with your friends. Leave us a comment. But most of all, come back and see us again real soon. We very much appreciate your kind support. Take care, everyone, and remember, dwarves rock!